Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh yes, my roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. There was a crooked man and he had a crooked smile. Had a crooked sixpence and he walked a crooked mile. Had a crooked cat and he had a crooked mouse. They all lived together in a crooked little house. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh yes, my roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Well, this crooked little man and this crooked little smile took his crooked sixpence and he walked a crooked mile. Bought some crooked nails and a crooked little bat. Tried to fix his roof with a rat-a-tat-tat-tat. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh yes, my roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Now this crooked little man and this crooked cat and mouse all live together in a crooked little house. Has a crooked door with a crooked little latch. Has a crooked roof with a crooked little patch. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. Oh no, don't let the rain come down. My roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Oh yes, my roof's got a hole in it and I might drown. Leaves come tumbling down round my head. Some of them are brown, some are red. Beautiful to see, but reminding me of a faded summer love. Swaying high above in the trees, they are so in love with the breeze. Now the autumn wind brings them to an end of a faded summer love. I'm like the poor leaves that sway with the breeze. I thought that life was sweet. You are the sweet breeze that tried hard to please, then swept me off my feet. Summer morning dew turns to frost, leaves that once were new pay the cost. Beautiful to see, but reminding me of a faded summer love. Like the poor leaves that sway with the breeze, I thought that life was sweet. You are the sweet breeze that tried hard to please, then swept me off my feet. Summer morning dew turns to frost, leaves that once were new pay the cost. Beautiful to see, but reminding me of a faded summer love. Again last night, it happens every time I play. When the gig is over, someone has to say, a question that appears to be on everybody's brains as they're driving down the highway in the commuter lanes. Sure, it's not just me, it's the 99% of others who are wondering about the thousands they just spent on a CD that will never make it on the air. Now all of us are grown-ups here, we know life isn't fair, but the answer to the question is one I'd also like to know. Why don't they play you on the radio? Why don't they play you on the radio? Perhaps my songs are too cerebral, they don't make you dance. My melody is boring, there's no spandex in my pants. Maybe it's because I don't use a drum machine. Maybe I'm too red, or maybe I'm too green. Maybe folks just want to hear it, they don't want to analyze anything more complex than the space between your thighs. Maybe I should wear more glitter, go to parties in an egg. Perhaps I need to go electric, or show a bit more leg. But it's something I must wonder at the end of every show. Why don't they play you on the radio? Why don't they play you on the radio? I'm sure there's an exception to each and every rule, but perhaps I'm too political and not a useful tool to keep the music in the background and the commercials in the fore, to keep the shoppers shopping, not protesting the war, to keep the lemmings humming the same 300 songs, the songs they play throughout the year, each night and all day long. Maybe I just don't make the grade to be one of the chosen few. Perhaps there was a sign somewhere and I just missed the cue. Or I need to change my name to Bruce or Silvio. Why don't they play you on the radio? Why don't they play you on the radio? It could be I just don't have the talent that's involved. I'm lacking the commitment, I'm insufficiently resolved. Or maybe there just aren't a million people who might buy more records made by some whiny left-wing guy. Or maybe they would if I'm just out of luck, because I don't have a label that can spend $1 million, because Sony and Clear Channel have taken over everything. You've got to play the piper if you make the piper sing. It's the king who tells the piper where to go. Why don't they play you on the radio? Why don't they play you on the radio? A is the anchor that holds a bold ship. B is the bowsprit that often does dip. C is the capstan on which we do wind, and D is the davits on which the jolly boat hangs. Oh, hi derry, hey derry, ho derry down, give sailors their grog and there's nothing goes wrong. So merry, so merry, so merry are we, no mortal on earth like a sailor at sea. E is the ensign, the red, white and blue. F is the forecastle, holds the ship's crew. G is the gangway on which the mate takes his stand. H is the hawser that seldom does strand. Oh, hi derry, hey derry, ho derry down, give sailors their grog and there's nothing goes wrong. So merry, so merry, so merry are we, no mortal on earth like a sailor at sea. I is the irons where the stunsail boom sits. J is the jib boom that often does dip. K are the keelsons of which you've told, and L are the lanyards that always will hold. Oh, hi derry, hey derry, ho derry down, give sailors their grog and there's nothing goes wrong. So merry, so merry, so merry are we, no mortal on earth like a sailor at sea. M is the mainmast so stout and so strong. N is the north point that never points wrong. O are the orders of which we must beware, and P are the pumps that cause sailors to swear. Oh, hi derry, hey derry, ho derry down, give sailors their grog and there's nothing goes wrong. So merry, so merry, so merry are we, no mortal on earth like a sailor at sea. Q is the quadrant the sun for to take. R is the rigging that always does shake. S is the starboard side of a bold ship, and T are the topmasts that often do split. Oh, hi derry, hey derry, ho derry down, give sailors their grog and there's nothing goes wrong. So merry, so merry, so merry are we, no mortal on earth like a sailor at sea. U is the ugliest old captain of all. V are the vapours that come with the squall. W is the windlass on which we do wind, and X, Y and Z are I can't put in rhyme. Oh, hi derry, hey derry, ho derry down, give sailors their grog and there's nothing goes wrong. So merry, so merry, so merry are we, no mortal on earth like a sailor at sea. must have been colder in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strain. A beautiful face without a name for so long, a beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero, and everything I would like to be? I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth, of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero, and everything I would like to be? I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. Did you ever know that you're my hero, and everything I would like to be? I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. It's a lesson too late for the learning, made of sand, made of sand. In the wink of an eye my soul is turning, in your hand, in your hand. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left behind? I could have loved you better, I didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. As we walk, all my thoughts are a-tumbling round and round, round and round. Beneath our feet the subway's rumbling, underground, underground. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left behind? I could have loved you better, I didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. for going. This I know, this I know. For the weeds have been steadily growing. Please don't go, please don't go. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left behind? Could have loved you better, I didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. As I lie in my bed in the morning, without you, each song in my breast dies born in. Without you, without you. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left behind? I could have loved you better, I didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. Could have loved you better, didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. If you listen, I'll sing you a sweet little song of a flower that's now drooped and dead, yet dearer to me, yes, than all of its mates, though each holds aloft its proud head. 'Twas given to me by a girl that I know. Since we've met, faith, I've known no repose. She is dearer by far than the world's brightest star. I call her my wild Irish rose, my wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose, my wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday, for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. They may sing of their roses, which by other names would smell just as sweetly, they say, but I know that my rose would never consent to have that sweet name taken away. Her glances are shy whene'er I pass by the bower where my true love grows. My one wish has been that someday I may win the heart of my wild Irish rose, my wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose, my wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday, for my sake, she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose, my wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose, my wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And and someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose.